Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. So today I learned something new. It's a change that was just implemented on eBay, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. USPS has updated their pricing for eBay Ground Advantage packages that are a little bit heavier. So based on my research, this is what I found out. 1 to 4 ounce packages are going to be the cheapest. Then you have 5 to 8 ounce packages, which are a little bit more. But this is where things get a little bit weird. Anything between 9 ounces and 2 pounds is actually going to cost more to ship than items that are 2 pounds 1 ounces to 5 pounds. And then once you get to 5 pounds 1 ounces, the rate increases again. So essentially, you want your packages to be 8 ounces or less, or 2 pounds 1 ounces to 5 pounds even. If you're shipping a 9 ounce package to 2 pounds, it's actually going to cost you more than, say, a 5 pound package, which is kind of crazy. What's making this a little bit difficult for me to kind of process and update my store is I use calculated shipping. I weigh every single item when I take photos of it so I can put it in the listing what it's going to weigh in a packaged box. So every single one of my listings has a customized weight on the package, which is fine, and I can leave it that way. But let's use this coffee mug as an example. It weighs 14 ounces, so that's going to fall right in that heavier category, between 9 ounces and 2 pounds once I have it packed up. So the question is, do I go in and change my listing to say that this packaged weight item is going to be 2.5 pounds so that the shipping shows up cheaper for the buyer? Or do I leave it right where it is, and when I go to package it once it sells, modify the weight so where the buyer paid full shipping price on the range that it's in, but I actually pay less for the label when I print it? Or do I do nothing and leave it right in that range where it costs a little bit more, the buyer pays a little bit more, and I just go ahead and print the label for that higher price? I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm not planning to run home and change all of my weights on all of my packages at the moment, but on new listings going forward, I might change it. If it's going to fall in that range, I might list it as being a heavier item. Now, this isn't a heavy item. These Pez dispensers definitely fall into that lowest range. I sold them for $6.76. The only problem I have with going in and saying something is, 3 pounds when it's only a pound is that if they ever revert this decision and go back to the way the pricing was a week ago, then my shipping is going to look extremely high. Here's another lightweight item going out, so this isn't affected by it at all. This is a Dr. Grabow tobacco pipe that I picked up at an estate sale. I usually don't pay a lot for pipes, but they do sell for pretty good money. I picked this one up for $1, which was definitely in the profitable range, and it sold for $21.21 on offer. See, going in and changing all the current weights and, with new listings, making them be listed a little bit heavier if they're going to fall into that more expensive range seems like a good idea, but we know things are always changing, and I have 5,000 listings. I don't know that I want to deal with that. Next up, we have a set of playing cards, and these are from 2012. They're Politicards. They're supposed to be funny little characters of all different types of people involved in the U.S. political world at the time that they were made. I like the Bill Clinton Big Lebowski card. I found these at the bins for $1. They sold for $5.75. All right, now to grab our next item going out. The first item that's not a lightweight item that we've sold today. And if you saw my video earlier, this is the item I used to kind of test the changes in the shipping price. This box is made out of wood, so let's see what it weighs. It's got pretty good size to it, so it actually weighs right at 1.5 pounds. So when I created the listing for it, I actually said it weighed 2.5 pounds because by the time you add in all of the packing material and get it all taped up, it is obviously going to weigh more. We found this box at a yard sale, by the way, for only $1, and it sold for $19.09. So of course that box is going to weigh over 2 pounds, which if you know anything about how the postage works, 2 pounds 1 ounce to 3 pounds is all one rate. It's kind of a nice little broad category. So I put it in as 2 pounds 8 ounces, which is about what it would really fall into to get accurate shipping. So fortunately that item already falls into the new discounted rate anyway. Now we have a little UK University of Kentucky teddy bear plush going out, and he's lightweight as well, so he's going to ship pretty cheap. I paid $0.25 for him at the bins. He sold for $10.75. All right, so $2.50 into all these items. They sold for $63.56. Only 5 items going out today. So let's go ahead and pack these up and talk a little bit more about this shipping. There are a lot of people who use flat rate shipping, which means you say, regardless of where this item is going in the United States, I'm going to charge $8 to ship it. And sometimes, depending on the location, the people who use flat rate shipping might hit it right on the nail, but then they might actually lose a little bit of money. They might actually make a little bit of money depending on where the item's going. I do not use flat rate shipping. To me, it's just too much of a headache to figure out. The other option is free shipping. So you basically say, okay, I think this item is going to cost $5 to ship. So instead of listing it for $20, I'm going to list it for $25 to cover the shipping, and it shows up as free shipping for the buyer. I don't do that either because I don't like the idea of letting buyers think that free shipping is a thing that exists. It doesn't. Somebody's paying for the shipping. So that's why I use Calculated, and that's why when I list my items, I try to get the shipping weight and dimensions as close to what they're actually going to be as possible. So the buyer is paying what it costs to have the item shipped. It's fair for me, it's fair for them. The only thing that I do add is a 50 cents shipping and handling charge on top of every package, basically to cover my supplies, because I buy the tape and the void filler and the boxes, and eBay actually charges fees on the shipping amount. So I figure that extra 50 cents per package kind of levels the playing field out. So if a label costs me $5 to print, chances are the buyer paid $5.50, and it basically makes it a wash for me, where I'm not losing money on the actual shipping process. But now we're in a situation where for those items that fall in that 2 pound, 1 ounce to 5 pound category, I could actually make a little money on it. Or I could change the weight to where the buyer sees a discount on the shipping, which means my item is more likely to sell. But anything in that 9 ounce to 2 pound category, it's going to be more expensive for the buyer and more expensive for the label. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it going forward. If you use calculated shipping on eBay, what do you plan to do? Tell me in the comments below, and we'll see you soon with another video of What's Sold.